commentary for the 11th of November 2019. And welcome to a new week. I hope everybody had an enjoyable and peaceful weekend. Last week's attention focused mainly on the US-China trade talks, with the overall positive tone taking US equity markets to all-time highs. Late on Friday, President Trump caused the market some concern, stating that there would be internal opposition to the rolling back of tariffs on Chinese goods and that nothing had yet been agreed to. That comment would set the tone for this week, with immediate pressure on US equities, as well as dollar yen and yen crosses. To start the new week, dollar yen would drop from Friday's close of 109.25 down to a low of 108.90, while Dow Jones futures showed an immediate drop of 100 points during European trading. Gold would be the main initial beneficiary, rallying from Friday's close around 14.59 up to a high near 14.66. Monday was a holiday of sorts in both the US and Canada, with bond markets in the US closed, although equity markets did remain open. However, that did not prevent a day of activity, which began with focus on the UK general election. Nigel Farage, the leader of the UK Brexit Party, has been looking for an alliance with Boris Johnson's Conservative Party heading into the election. This has not been forthcoming. However, Mr. Farage did state this morning that the Brexit Party would not contest the 317 seats the Conservatives won at the last election, and instead focused on challenging the Labour Party directly. These comments gave sterling an immediate boost, taking the pound from 128 up to a high of 128.98. This was actually on the back of some weaker than expected economic data early in the day, so certainly gave the pound a bit of a well-needed boost. This in turn was enough to drag euro dollar a few spips higher, from around 110.25 up to 110.43. US equities ended up opening up pretty much as expected, with the Dow Jones down around 100 points and getting down as much as 163 points at one point. However, dollar yen would actually rally up to 109.10, and we would have gold slide going the other way down to a low of 1448.50. And then we got a headline that Boeing will restart delivery of their 737 MAX planes in December, which should clear a return to service, commercial service, sometime in January. The Dow Jones erases its earlier losses and turns mildly positive and drags the S&P and NASDAQ off the lows. FX, however, seems intent on taking an early week nap, and that is effectively where the day would end, as the Dow Jones closes higher by 10 points, the vast majority of those gains off the lows coming courtesy of Boeing, and with the S&P down just 6 points, or 0.2%. Euro dollar finishes at 110.35, dollar yen 109.05, and sterling at 128.5 against the dollar. And after a relatively volatile day, gold ends at 14.55 an ounce, which was about mid-range. Just turning to the technical piece to end the commentary. It's quite a feast or famine today. If you weren't a gold trader or a sterling trader, you could have been forgiven for falling asleep. But if you were trading gold, it was certainly a volatile day. And as any gold trader will tell you, it has recently come under pressure over the past week or so, as US yields have risen, the 10-year yield heading back towards 2%, and the dollar obviously strengthening on the back of that as well. So as we can see from this daily chart, we did today briefly break key support at 14.53, hitting a low of 14.48.20. On a North American holiday with thin trading conditions, the question is, was this just a short-lived stop-loss run through key support, or can we expect further losses from here? As you can see, we have rallied back to 14.55.80 at the end of the day, at time of producing this commentary. So an inconclusive move, but if we do believe there's further losses ahead, we have some good support here just ahead of 14.39, and then major support below at 1400 and also at 1382. So keep those levels in mind should we get more of a prolonged sell-off, which is likely to be driven by any further moves higher in US rates. So that ends a fairly quiet Monday. I'm sure there'll be plenty more activity and action during the week, and I look forward to be able to speak to you about it as and when it happens. Hope you all had a good day. Cheers.